We will start off with the book that you recommended me to read in November, The Moonstone.
Yay! This
My
is
first Wilkie
your
Collins.
first Wilkie
And
Collins, and what it's one of his best for sure.
and it's essentially the first, yeah, detective story as well.
hmm
I don't think it's a detective story that you can necessarily figure out what's going on.
It's not a
They don't
whodunit.
really,
It's not an Agatha Christie. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There is almost that. Like, I feel like you could just be like, ah, yeah, it was probably this person, to an extent, but it's not, they're not trying to make you guess. It's
Mm.
basically just, what, almost 500 pages of basically a diamond has been taken from India. It's been given to this
hmm
girl. It disappears. Who took it? Where'd it go? And it's them trying to figure out and piece together what happened the night that it disappeared, trying to piece together who took it, where it went, and then see if they can get it back for this girl. Or some people from India are also trying to get it back for their hometown where it was stolen from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you okay? You can go through the plot in a moment, but like you
Yeah.
said to me in person, I think that this might be better than Dickens.
I did tell you, yeah, in a message that I do think I like this more than Dickens. Now, how should I say it? I think so. At the time that I said it, I was maybe halfway through, and for me, the plot I feel like was fine, but it was better written.
Wow.
I
Okay.
found Collins to be a better writer to keep me entertained and interested, more so than Dickens. I felt Dickens' plots are more universal and probably a bit more approachable for most people. So if we're going based off of story and something that you can be like, oh yes, here's something that could be a movie. I think Dickens is better for that,
hmm
at least from my limited experience. This one was just nonstop from beginning to end. Like I didn't really want to put it down. It was really fun to read.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of these things like really made me laugh. It's a long book though. Um,
So
some of the
I'll say
characters
this, most of his
were really
books are very long, but I have the same experience you have, which is that I get through them very not that I get through them quickly, but I can't put them down. And some people have looked back and said he essentially invented like the sensationalist page turner, you know?
I think I got through it in about a week.
Wow.
Like it did not take long at all. But what's interesting about it as well is that it's broken down into essentially, we'll say two main different parts, and then you have your prologue and epilogue.
Okay.
So the first part is setup. It's by this guy, Gabriel Betteridge. He works for this family, and he is potentially my favorite character just because he writes in an entertaining way. And I feel like Collins did this really well. He made each writer feel distinct.
Mm.
I could tell, yeah, this probably would be Franklin Blake. This one's probably Betteridge. This one is Miss Clack or something.
Okay.
So whenever I read Miss Clack, I'm just like, I hate you. You were the worst person. And she did terrible things as well. And then at the end of her portion, it's like, and then I never saw them again. Like, yeah, they didn't want to see you. Go away. You're so obnoxious. I'll get into why I hate her later. But yeah, so the diamond is being brought over by Franklin Blake for this girl's birthday. And so she's given the diamond. The birthday party goes really well. They've noticed that there are some Indian people around, and it does seem that they're really good at tracking this diamond to wherever they want or wherever it goes.
Mm.
And so then that night it gets stolen, but it does not appear to be um, by the Indian people. They end up hiring like your general detective to come and figure out what's going on. And he says like, ah, So the girl stole her own diamond. It's not really stolen. She just has her own diamond. And when she goes to London, watched the Indian guys follow her. She goes to London, and
Hmm.
the Indian guys do follow her. It's like, okay. So she took the diamond,
Okay.
is what it felt like. There's other things, though, like you have a maid who kills herself, but she had some information that we'll find
Guess I'll
out
just kill
later in the
myself.
story. Well, she killed herself just because, like, the guy that she loved, and she's also like deformed type
Okay.
person and not really that pretty. He basically says, "I have no interest in this woman," and so she kills herself because he doesn't have an interest in
Oh.
her. He is madly in love with the girl who like owns the diamond, and yeah, I don't really need to go through all the different parts of this. Miss Clack shows up, who is the next person once we reach London that we get to talk with, and she's just insufferable. Basically, like so the girl's mother's dying, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to put all of these religious books around the house and hide them so that whenever you like reach under your pillow, you'll find a book. If you
Hmm.
like go into the toilet, you're going to find a book." And basically, the doctor told the woman, like, "Right, you can't be doing this. This is going to really kill her. You're stressing her out so much."
Hmm.
She kept doing it, so she's awful. I don't think we really got much from her story. Then we go to the solicitor guy who was. There were two people that were attacked by the Indian guys. One of them was the solicitor, and another one was this other guy. I cannot remember his name. Um, so that's basically telling you, hold on, why were they attacked? And yeah, it basically appears that the solicitor is the one, or not the solicitor. Um, Solicitor's there, but he deals with like the legal stuff. There
Okay.
was a guy who's in charge of like bond. I don't even know what it is, like dealing with debts, and
Okay. Okay. Like
you
a
can
finance.
basically finance guy. So they both get attacked. Then you get Franklin Blake. Then you get a doctor. Then you get Franklin Blake again, the one who brought the diamond over. And what we find out is that the night of the birthday party, Franklin Blake had just stopped um, smoking, essentially. So a doctor like snuck him some morphine.
Okay.
So pretty terrible thing to do. Because we find out slightly before this that the girl thinks that Franklin Blake stole the diamond because she woke up and he was going through her drawers and took it while that night.
Mm.
But she never told anyone out of because her love for him. But we
Uh-huh.
find out that he was doped up on morphine, so he doesn't remember any of that.
Ah, okay. So there is a bit of layer to the plot.
So they try to get him to stop smoking again, and then basically yeah, try a whole experiment to see if we can get him to go through that and see where the diamond went. And essentially, he goes into the bedroom, does everything that he was supposed to, but then goes into the living room and like faints. Well, just falls down on the ground.
Hmm.
So it was sort of successful, but we can tell that he didn't steal it.
Hmm.
So essentially, like Franklin Blake and the girl, they end up getting married at the end because she forgives him because he didn't do it knowingly. So that was all really nice.
That's nice. That's fair. Yeah.
But we
So,
know that the guy who was attacked at the very end, he's the one who stole the diamond at the beginning and took it to London. And he ends up murdered by the Indians
oh, right.
later on. Well, he did
He
steal
did
it,
steal the
and
diamond.
then he was trying to run away with it.
Don't steal diamonds.
No. So the diamond then goes back to India, and all's well and good. The
Oh,
Indian
the
guys,
diamond goes
well,
back to India. Wow, that's the
yeah,
most
the
that's
diamond
the
goes
most
back to India.
unrealistic
Like,
part. Yeah.
yeah, I know. No, uh, the two get married, and then the diamond goes back to India. It was a good ending for everyone, essentially,
Hmm.
except for the one who killed herself and the one who was killed for
Hey,
stealing.
returning diamonds is a good thing. So,
Yeah, it's a hard plot to kind of explain, but I laughed a bit. I had a lot of fun. It was interesting to see where things were going. I was not seeing that twist
Mm.
come at all. So with the
His books
morphine and
are
all that.
very sensationalist. They're very like, I can't put this down. I've opened books before, like Armadale is one I remember, and it was like 700 pages, small text, not much spacing, wall to wall, and I thought, oh God. And then I finished it in days, because they're real page turners, and he figured out. And in some senses, I could see that Dickens' Deputy might be better than Dickens because, although yeah, I still prefer Dickens. He's got that grandeur, but Wilkie Collins, his books are hard to put down. They always have a twist that you don't guess, and they're very well written. They're very engaging, and you enjoy them. I'm
Yeah,
glad you finally read one,
essentially.
which means we get this.
That was terrible.
Does it get a yeah, yeah, yeah
So
then? Sounds like it probably does.
yeah, it definitely gets a yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna read one thing here. Basically, so the guy who stole the diamonds, early on in this story when he was attacked, he says, "What?" he cried with infinite tenderness. "What have I done to deserve all this sympathy? My dear aunt, my dear Miss Clack, I have merely been mistaken for somebody else. I have only been blindfolded. I have only been strangled. I have only been thrown flat on my back on a very thin carpet covering a particularly hard floor. Just think how much worse it might have been. I might have been murdered. I might have been robbed. What have I lost? Nothing."
Wow, okay.
Okay,
Fair.
that made me
Well,
laugh a bit. It's like, oh
good,
yeah, I
good
was
way to
only
put
strangled.
it. Could have been worse, yeah. Good. I think that he writes in that witty way, I'm glad this is the first Wilkie Collins that I read, by the way.
Yeah,
And I
I would
loved
read
it.
another for sure. This is going to be probably like top five books of the year, probably with
Yeah.
how things go. We'll see how this year goes, but it's currently number
I
one.
I owned a copy many years ago. I lent it out and never got it back. And then I think at some point I bought another copy just to like maybe have it on the shelf. But I lost my copy for many years. After this, so he has two very famous books that you see in all the shops. This one and The Woman
Yeah,
in
Woman
White.
in White.
Woman in White's kind of dull though. So I made the mistake of then reading it, and that almost kind of put me off for a while. So if you ever, in a few months' time or whatever, think, oh, Wilkie Collins is good, let's try another, I would not go straight to Woman in White. I would skip it and find a more fun one.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Cool. Alfred, your turn. Anything? All right.
As much as Robert.